On today's Live Daily News, the opioid epidemic is even hitting dogs in San Angelo. A teenager was found after being missing for nearly a day, and a murder indictment that you have to see to believe. Plus, Dr. Gary Hodges with the Western Veterinary Hospital gives an update on the dog poisoning situation. All this, plus more. I'm Yantis Green, and this is Live. But first, during heartbreaking times of loss, don't let funeral homes overcharge you to honor your loved ones. Two local funeral homes, Robert Massey and Harper Funeral Homes, offer obituaries on San Angelo Live. Other media sites, like that old newspaper, could charge you $200, $300, even $400. Here at San Angelo Live, it's a low price of $30. Plus, what happens when you're done with the paper? It's likely to go in the trash. At San Angelo Live, obits last forever online, and they are there at the click of a button. So make sure that when you're thinking who to call, remember those who support local businesses. That's Robert Massey Funeral Home and Harper Funeral Home. Give them a call today. We start the show today with some heartbreaking news. It's official. One of the dogs that was taken to the hospital for poisoning this morning has died. If you didn't see this late last night, Concho Valley Paws reported that two dogs near the Riverbend Estates on South Bryant were found seriously ill. Now there has been a third dog taken to the vet with not only antifreeze poisoning, but also a possible opioid overdose as well, probably fentanyl. Dr. Gary Hodges with the Western Veterinary Hospital will be on the show later to explain more, so stay tuned for that. News of a missing teenager from Angelo State University made its way around social media today. According to the ASU Police Department, 18-year-old Alana Loy Barnett had gone missing and was reported last seen in the Cristoval area. The post on Facebook said she was last seen around 5 o'clock last evening on Cougar Trail, headed into the creek bed behind Cristoval High School, as she was apparently looking for her dog. Well, reports say the dog was found near the school, but Alana was nowhere to be seen. Then an update after lunchtime today stated that she had been found and that she is now safe and with family. Also, a San Angelo man has been indicted for murder after his wife was found dead in a bathtub recently. 36-year-old Christopher Wise has been indicted by a Tom Green County jury for the charge of murdering his wife, a hairdresser, Christy Phelan. Phelan's body was allegedly found by Wise in a bathtub in their home in Santa Rita. After an autopsy was performed, the manner of death was determined to be homicide by a blunt object. Wise was arrested on November 22nd of last year and is currently an inmate at the Tom Green County Detention Facility and is being held on $750,000 bond. In weather tonight, expect a little bit of rainfall, some scattered showers. A few thunderstorms will be possible with a passing storm system, mainly from the Concho Valley into the heartland and then north into the Big Country after midnight. The best thunderstorm chances will remain across the Big Country north of us, where an isolated strong storm or two is possible. Precipitation amounts are expected to be light, perhaps a quarter of an inch or less over portions of the Big Country, and even lighter amounts farther south in the Concho Valley. Now, the main concern tomorrow will be strong winds and an increased wildfire threat. Gusty southwest to west winds will develop behind a Pacific front tomorrow morning and persist throughout the afternoon hours. A wind advisory was issued for western portions of the Big Country and the Concho Valley and Crockett County from mid-morning through early tomorrow evening, where sustained winds of 25 to 30 miles per hour with gusts of 50 miles per hour are expected. The other concern will be the wildfire threat from late morning through the afternoon due to gusty winds and relative humidity values falling into the teens by the afternoon. Late today, a red flag warning was issued for tomorrow for areas roughly west of a Haskell to Mason line that includes most of the Concho Valley, including Tom Green County and the city of San Angelo. Temperatures will be mild tonight and cooler tomorrow, but still above normal with highs in the 70s. And finally, the city of San Angelo, the city council rather, decided the fate of Cox Lane. Before we tell you the results, though, have you gone out for a steak lately? Take a trip out to Miles, Texas, and select the juiciest and tastiest cuts of steak in Texas at Sklenarix. Sklenarix Smoked Meats is an award-winning smokehouse located on the main drag there in Miles at 108 South Robinson. Sklenarix Smoked Meats is open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. weekdays and 9 until noon on Saturdays. That's a drive that's well worth the taste. Sklenarix Smoked Meats in Miles, Texas. And now here is Joe Hyde with the biggest story of the day.
We start today's big story of the day by me asking you to join me in a moment of silence. We must remember Cox Lane, whose fate was decided today by the City Council of San Angelo. For weeks, the council has been discussing the possibility of abandoning the road. It runs parallel with Foster Road. The main reason for the discussion came up is that, guess what? A land developer proposed to build a huge subdivision on Cox Farm. During the first reading, City Council voted 3-2 against abandoning the road. This time, however, today, Tuesday, more council members were in attendance, and this resulted in approving the eventual abandonment of Cox Lane. The vote was 6-1. The one council member who voted against the abandonment was Karen Hesse-Smith. She was always on the fence, but ended up voting against since at the beginning of the discussion, a bunch of residents from across the area showed their disapproval, and the main concern will be the amount of traffic that will now be on Parkview. This is not the only complaint. For a full list of all the complaints from residents who are not in favor of killing Cox Road, you need to check out our story on sanangelolive.com. As of now, the street will remain open, but once developers begin developing the subdivision, they will reroute Cox Lane, and this will be big changes for the area. Because of that, this is the biggest story of the day.
Truck Month, Truck Month, Truck Month. You've been asking for it, and it's finally here. It's Truck Month, and we have huge savings on all cars and trucks, including F-150s. Low interest rates which make for low payments, and the best selection we've seen in years. Don't wait. Hurry on down to Jim Bass Ford, Houston Hart at Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at bassbunch.com.
Playoff basketball is in full swing, and the boys began their title runs last night. Cristobal defeated Colorado City in overtime in Ballinger, 62-59. The Cougars' Jaron Slayton broke the deadlock with less than a minute to go in overtime when he hit a step-back three. He then stole the ensuing inbound pass and forced Colorado City to foul. The Cougars closed out the game and advanced to the next round. Other notable results around the Concho Valley are as follows. The Erie County handed Paint Rock a beatdown 82-12. Miles defeated Forsan 55-44. And finally, Reagan County defeated Roscoe 93-53. These teams advanced to the area round this weekend. Also, the Central Bobcats traveled to Alpine to play their bi-district matchup against El Paso Eastwood at Sul Ross State University tonight at 6 p.m. The Cats have a chance to get back at Eastwood as they were the same team that knocked the Cats out of the football playoffs. Be sure to tune in at 4 p.m. on Friday to our Cover One Hoop Show. We will have results from Tuesdays and Thursdays matchups, an exclusive interview with one of the Concho Valley's head coaches, a preview, and our predictions for every game left in the playoffs.
This month only, mix and match cleaning and disinfecting services and save big with CarpetTech. For example, get your carpet clean, save 10%. Get your carpet and tile clean, save 15%. Or get your carpet and tile and air ducts clean, save 20%. Call CarpetTech today, 325-735-5142.
If your home is in a wreck, call CarpetTech, yeah.
And welcome back to the show. We have a very special guest. It's Dr. Hughes from the Western Veterinary and Hospital. We appreciate you coming on the show. I know you're a busy man, but we want to just kind of talk about the situation that we've seen over the last few days for the people that don't know.
Okay, the last basically 24 to 36 hours, we have had 3 individual dogs that have been presented in our hospital in comatose condition. These individuals, with the blood work that was done, were showing great involvement of their kidneys. Kidney functions were extremely poor. A lot of very, very elevated kidney values. Also, electrolytes were completely out of normal range. We started looking for causes. We did do in-house a ethanol glycol test, and they were very, very positive for that, and also oxalate, which is a substrate of that.
Yeah, and just to stop you there for a second, I kind of just want to get into detail so our audience knows, what exactly is that ethylene glycol?
That is your older antifreezes. Okay. It's not your new antifreeze that your new cars have, or even if you drain your radiator and put in new antifreeze, it is going to be a different antifreeze.
And so they don't really make this stuff anymore. You can't really just go down to the Walmart anymore, or I guess anything like that. You kind of have to have this in your possession.
Or it could be in an old vehicle that's sitting around. It could be somebody that years ago bought antifreeze to put in a vehicle, didn't use it all, and this type of thing, because the normal antifreeze we think of today does not have the same characteristics.
Okay, and then so after y'all got that diagnosis, there was also something that was kind of going around that maybe you thought there may have been something different that was involved with it.
Yes, when the dogs came in, they were in such a comatose condition, we felt like that we had something else going on that possibly was in with the antifreeze and all like that. So we did give these dogs some Narcan, which would actually counteract fentanyl or your other opioids. They made a little response, but did not have the normal response to the Narcan. So they have been on high levels of medication for the ethylene glycol over the last 24 hours. The other dog was started this morning. It came in around mid-morning with the same classical signs, same comatose condition. Also, these dogs were having a tremendously hard time regulating their temperature. Their temperature will drop down to subnormal and then spike back up 104 degrees over a very short period of time. So my staff is battling this to keep these dogs either covered up and on heat sources or with ice packs on them to bring their temperature back down.
Depending on which
way we're going at that time, and it's just been a roller coaster.
So we started with 2 dogs, then we got up to 3 dogs, but unfortunately that news did break that one of those dogs did pass away. But I just want to ask you this, is there any kind of hope at all that maybe these other 2 just pull through?
You know, their kidney levels are tremendously bad. The next 24 hours when we redo these blood levels again tonight, if we've got improvement in the creatinine and the BUN, which is our main 2 kidney function tests, if we have got an improvement in those, then it gives us a little hope. If these are not improving, it really makes us very, very concerned about long-term whether these individuals are going to survive.
And so I know that these dogs were all kind of found in the same general vicinity. I know you've been a vet for a while now. Have you ever seen anything like this?
We have definitely seen ethanol glycol, but not as these dogs have presented themselves. So this is what makes us feel that we've got something else in there. We have not been able, with a test that we can run here, I have not been able to come up with what this could be. That's the reason when one of the dogs from yesterday passed, we did do a necropsy, took samples, and they have been sent to the diagnostics lab at College Station.
And so when those get back, we'll know exactly what's going on?
Hopefully it gives us something more to go on these individuals.
And last question here, Doc, just what can you tell the people out there to maybe keep themselves protected from anything like this to happen, to protect, their dogs, their loved ones' dogs, their neighbors' dogs? How can one prevent being in this predicament?
Well, of course, the main thing is keep your dog at home. Don't let him roam. Don't let him get out. If you take him for a walk, make sure you're there with him. Don't let him drink out of any containers. Don't let him drink anything on the ground because there's so much of this that you cannot tell what it is. Dogs and cats like the taste of antifreeze because it has a sweet taste to it. And so if you're going to walk your dogs, walk them on a leash, carry you a bowl of water with them, let them drink that, don't let them drink anything else, because if this ran down from somewhere else, we don't know how far it could have traveled. We know that 2 of the dogs was from the same location. The third one, I was told it was in the general vicinity. I don't know how close that was.
All right, well, thank you, Doc, so much for coming on the show today. Now at least I know where to go to if I have any animal questions. So once again, just thank you.
All right, sir.
All right, and we will go back to you guys in the studio. When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
And that's it for this busy news day in San Angelo. Thanks for tuning in to San Angelo Live and the Live Daily News Show. We'll have more for you tomorrow. Until then, make sure you check out San Angelo Live all evening. We're there 24/7. And for San Angelo Live, I'm Yantis Gray.